do your thing, get the hell away from Stephanie White, if possible, immediately. Go to another organization. Just get away from this organization and don't pay these people no mind. Nothing you do is going to be enough for them ever.
And Blueberry, you made damn sure that in that 9 days.
She waited 9 days. 9 days of silence while a fight over race, respect, and her place in this league kept building online. And when she finally stepped up to the microphone, she didn't do it with a rushed statement or a defensive rant. She came prepared with a clear message and specific ideas. Let's talk about why that timing matters. Every single day she stayed quiet, one group accused her of hiding. The moment she opened her mouth, another group was ready to pick apart every word. That's not an easy spot to be in, it's a no-win setup. So whatever your opinion of her, walking to that podium after over a week of pressure and delivering an organized response wasn't running from the conversation. It was choosing the moment carefully. So what did she actually say? She focused first on the officiating. Her point was straightforward. Referees need better pay, better training, and more accountability, because right now the job isn't being treated with the seriousness it deserves. She also brought up a specific hard foul from earlier in the season, calling it exactly what it was, and noting that she isn't the only player absorbing that kind of contact without a whistle. That's not a complaint about herself. That's a bigger picture observation about safety across the entire league. Here's what's interesting. In most sports, a franchise player using their platform to push for better working conditions for everyone would be treated as leadership. Instead, in this case, a portion of the response framed it as entitlement. That disconnect is worth sitting with. But there's another side to this conversation, and it deserves a fair look instead of a dismissal. A number of fans and commentators, many of them black voices who have been vocal supporters of the league for years, pointed out that she addressed hate and harassment in general terms, but stopped short of naming racism directly or calling out the people driving it. Their argument is that vague language about positivity and unity can end up giving cover to the people actually causing harm, and that real accountability requires naming the problem outright. That's not a fringe take. It's rooted in a frustration that's been building in this league for a long time, and it's fair to acknowledge that. Now here's where it gets complicated. Picture the alternate version of that speech, one where she names names and points fingers directly. Does anyone genuinely believe that ends the criticism? Because the pattern so far suggests otherwise. Speak and it's the wrong words. Stay quiet and the silence itself becomes the story. When the standard shifts no matter what she does, it starts to look less like a real ask and more like a test that's designed to never be passed. Before we get into the next part of this story, the part involving a player vote that's honestly hard to believe, hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. We're covering every angle of this league all season, and you don't want to miss what's coming next. Now let's get to the number that's got the entire basketball world talking. In a recent players-only poll, ranking the top guards in the league, Caitlin Clark landed at number 11th. Compare that to how everyone else sees her. Fans ranked her near the very top of the list. Media analysts, the people who break down film for a living, had her in the top 3. But her own peers, the players she competes against every single night, placed her outside the top 10 altogether, behind multiple guards on her own roster. Let's look at the actual numbers because this is where the gap becomes impossible to explain with basketball logic alone. She's putting up over 20 points a game. She's top 3 in the league in made three-pointers. She's second in the league in assists. Her team is scoring at a level that franchise hasn't seen in over a decade. By every statistical measure, she's operating near the top of her position. And yet, on a ballot filled out by her fellow players, she landed 11th. Is there some natural rivalry and ego involved when players rank each other? Sure, that happens in every sport. But when the gap between the stat sheet and the vote is this dramatic, the ranking stops telling you about her performance and starts telling you something about the people who voted. And then there's the poster. The league released an anniversary celebration graphic, and reportedly, due to a contract issue, Caitlin Clark's likeness couldn't be included. Fine, these things happen. But instead of quietly adjusting the design or resolving the issue beforehand, the league published it anyway, fully aware of the backlash that would follow. And it did. Immediately. This is the part worth separating clearly. None of this is a knock on the players. The talent on the floor is real, the competition is intense, and the athletes have earned every bit of respect they get for how hard they play. The criticism here is aimed squarely at the people running the league, the decisions, the officiating standards, the PR missteps. Respecting the players and criticizing the management aren't contradictory. They're two completely different conversations, and it's worth not letting anyone blur them together. So here's where it lands. The fans, the media, and the box score all agree on where Caitlin Clark stands in this league. One group disagreed, and it happened to be the one filling out a ballot. That gap doesn't have a clean basketball explanation, but it says a lot about the environment surrounding her. So I want to hear from you. Is Caitlin Clark being held to a standard no one else in this league faces? Or do her critics have a fair point that she needs to be more direct? Drop your honest take in the comments. I read every one of them. And if this broke the story down in a way that finally made sense, smash that like button, subscribe for more, and share this with someone who's still missing the full picture. I'll see you in the next one.